Firstly, thank you so much for watching. About 2 months ago, I made a video about the story of Fond du Lac County Jane Doe. I am so pleased to announce that on the 23rd of November 2021, exactly 13 years to the day that Fond du Lac County Jane Doe was found, the Fond du Lac County Sheriff's Office have announced that she has been identified as 18-year-old Amy Marie Yeary of Rockford, Illinois. To give a brief description of Fond du Lac County Jane Doe's story, hunting season had just begun when 3 men in search of deer came across the body of a young woman partially submerged in Frozen Creek behind the town of Ashford's Skyline Drive at 9:17 a.m. on November 23, 2008 in Fond du Lac County, Wisconsin. Her cause of death was inconclusive, as the severe decomposition on the body had removed all signs of possible violence from the remains. However, the case is believed to have been a murder. The location circumstances were seen as suspicious, and although the body was found in autumn, she had died in summer 2 to 4 months previously. Many leads had been followed, reviews of hundreds of missing persons cases, and several computer-generated reconstructions had been created of her. On December 7, 2011, Jane Doe was buried at Catagara Cemetery. For the people who watched the identification announcement, Fond du Lac County Sheriff Ryan Waldsmith talked about how DNA was used to help identify Yeary. To give a mini timeline of events, in 2016, investigators contacted the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children in Virginia with the request of having Fond du Lac County Jane Doe exhumed for bone collection and forensic testing, which wasn't available in 2008. In 2018, permission was given to exhume the body for further DNA testing, and her body was exhumed on the 26th of April 2018. Samples were collected and sent to laboratories around the nation. In the months following, detectives received results from these tests and used those results to compare to other known DNA profiles. That led to new leads identifying individuals believed to be direct relations to Jane Doe. She was positively identified with comparison DNA from her mother, sister, and dental x-rays. So, some of you might be asking, who was Amy Yeary? Well, at this stage, the Fond du Lac County Sheriff's Office have revealed little information about who she is and about the case. Hopefully soon, more information will come to light and we will gather more information about who Yeary was. What was mentioned, however, in the announcement was that Yeary was a victim of human sex trafficking and that she spent time in Milwaukee, Chicago, and Beloit in the weeks preceding her death. What was also discussed during the announcement was Yeary's final interactions before going missing. Yeary's mother, when speaking to detectives, said that Yeary made a phone call to her from Beloit in 2008, saying she wanted a ride home. Her mother was living in northern Illinois at the time, but was unable to accommodate Yeary's request due to some extenuating circumstances. This was the last time her family heard from her. A missing persons report was never filed, but Yeary's family hoped to make contact with her again on their own. Fond du Lac County Sheriff Ryan Waldsmith stated, "As much as we have been wondering who Amy was for all of these years, you have been wondering where Amy is." The Sheriff's Office did not say if they had any suspects in mind, and they still have not released her cause of death. The investigation is still ongoing, and it is still unknown who murdered Yeary. If anyone knew Amy Yeary, has knowledge surrounding her death, or knows how or why she could have traveled to southern eastern Fond du Lac County in the summer of 2008, they are asked to please come forward. Any information could be extremely helpful to their investigation, and no matter how small or inconsequential you think your information may be, they ask that you please contact them. Please call 920-929-3380 or call the Fond du Lac County Law Enforcement tip line at 920-906-4777 and leave an anonymous message. It has greatly pleased me that Fond du Lac County Jane Doe now has her name. However, Yeary's story has also deeply saddened me, and I send my condolences to her family as well as my thanks to anyone involved with identifying her. To quote Fond du Lac County Sheriff Ryan Woodsmith, "Through the hard work and dedication of these detectives, as well as others who are now retired, their work to keep this investigation moving forward has resulted in the positive identification of Jane Doe as Amy Marie Yeary. Our hope is that with this collaboration effort and the public's assistance, we can determine what happened to Amy, bring justice in her memory, and answer the unanswered questions for her family and loved ones." After 13 years, Fond du Lac County Jane Doe finally has her name. May Amy Marie Yeary be remembered and rest in peace. Thank you so much for watching this video and for taking the time to remember this case. It would really mean a lot if you could share this video to spread these people's stories in the hope that new information will surface. To recommend a case, please contact me on Instagram or send me an email. Thank you.